And we're back with round 2 coverage of the Santa Fe Trail Open. For round number 2, we have Daniel on the card with 3 new card mates. I haven't had a decent round 1, so he, I think, was chase card. So we'll see how he ended up at the final results. But we're starting off on hole 16, 338-foot par 3. So this time Daniel corrected from what he did the first round. This time he played it out a little wider to the left with his Champion Destroyer and got 3/4 of the way there. So now he's just pitching up for a par here. So we'll see if he's able to get under the basket. So he's approaching here with his soft Omega, one of his more straighter flying discs that he has. So very good up there. Just a little bit to the left, but an easy drop in par. So that's a good way to start round number 2 with the par. And he corrected the throws off of round 1. Moving on to hole 17 at 148-foot par 3. Daniel again is going with his Champion Rhino. He's playing the flex out to the right. That is a lighter weight Rhino, and it does tend to hold that Annie on a forehand. So now Daniel's just pitching up for his 3. Again, no harm, no foul, getting out of here with a par. So not a bad start for Daniel so far. Par through the first 2 holes. Moving on to hole 18, 359-foot par 3. So there is some OB over on the left-hand side with the practice football field, and then the basket's up on the right-hand side, and the trees right behind him. So Daniel, I think, threw his Z-Lite nuke there off the tee, so he got some turn out of it, got it back to the right. Again, he is playing in the middle, approaching with his soft Omega putter there. So again, good pitch up. Another tap in 3. We'll see if he's able to tap out here with that par. All right, so 3 pars to start off the round. Not bad at all. So moving on to hole 1, 277-foot par 3. This is the one where Ivan was thinking he was going to make the field goal on round 1. Daniel here for round 2, still going with the Z-Lite nuke, but he's playing it a little bit closer to that goalpost. He's trying to get a little bit farther to the right, give himself a closer putt this time around. So I would say he's probably at just circle 2 or in circle 2, so he's going to give this one a soft bid here. Not bad, just faded out right in front of the basket. I think that's another tap in par. Yep. So through 4 holes, Daniel is even. 4 pars in a row. Moving on to hole 2, 419-foot par 3. This one has OB on the left and OB on the right. Daniel gets it a little bit of a turn there, but doesn't really bring that OB on the left side into play. I think he's going again with his Z-Lite nuke, if I'm not mistaken there. So here we kind of corrected what we did the first round. First round, I think he threw his Glow Mako 3. So this time we're disking up to a fairway, and he's throwing a Halo T-Bird. A little bit nose up, a little bit to the left, but he does give himself a decent look from circle 1 here. I think it was about a 15 to 20 footer. These are putts that he's been working on at home, putts that he typically makes. There's a little bit of an incline, but overall he gives this one, I believe, a solid bid. Yeah, so just a little high, spits out, doesn't catch full chains, but through hole 3 here, he's tapping in for his bogey, moves him up to +1 on the round, and I think he finished round 1 at +23, so he'd be overall at +24. Moving on to hole 3, 542-foot par 3. He's going with the Z-Lite nuke here. He just got it low, too much Annie, held it, and it just slid right out of bounds. So he's throwing his 3 here. This time he's going with his Star Gorgon, a lighter weight one, and he had a really good throw here. Got it with some Annie, held the Annie, faded out at the end, so it gave him a pretty good amount of distance there on technically his 3rd since he went out of bounds. Going with his soft tank, I believe, here on his approach. Left it a bit short, got it a little bit nose up, so he didn't get as much distance as he wanted to here on that. So now he's putting from about 20 to 30 feet or so here. Good bit again. I think he was a bit to the right, if I'm not mistaken, on that one. Just a little bit of a grip luck there on that putt. I think this is for a triple. So he takes a triple there on hole 3, moves them up to +4 through the round. So not bad. Not a bad start. Ideally, you'd probably want to get a par to a bogey there on that hole if possible. Moving on to hole 4, 328-foot par 3. This is the one with, there's no Mando, but there is that light pole right in the middle. So forehand to the left or backhand to the right. So Daniel's able to hit the gap again on the left and fade out to the right. Got a little bit more distance off the tee than the first round. So you'll see here with his approach, again, moving with his Omega putter, gets it within about 5 feet of the basket. So an improvement from round 1 to round 2. This time he takes a par close there, almost a spit out. He got a little bit close to the right, so basket kept it here. Hole 5, 382-foot par 3. Daniel's going with a Halo Leopard 3, if I'm not mistaken. The roller was not intentional, I think, because it's so understable, because it is lightweight. It just flipped on him and turned into a roller. Looking back at it, if that's a play we could have done, he could have gone out wider to the right and kind of rode that natural curve of the fairway and maybe played up a little farther. So he did get stuck in these trees here. So at this point, he just has to pitch out. There's no point in forcing something out of there. So he just pitches out here. So now he's playing up to get to the basket. So he's going back to the Omega putter. And as I mentioned in round 1, when I had Ivan on, both Ivan and Daniel are primarily forehand players. So for that throw for Daniel, you want to give it more height and give it some ante and just have it ride that ante all the way up to the basket. It just unfortunately comes out early and with hyzer, so it faded out. Still gave him a decent look at a putt. Missed it, and so now he has to clean this one up, I believe, for double. Yes, for a double. So he cleans that one up for a double. So not too bad. Moving on to hole 6, 243-foot par 3. Daniel looks like is going back with that Z-Lite nuke. Gets a great throw this round. First round, I think he slipped off the tee, so got it nose up and left it about 20 to 30 short. So he got a really good drive here. So he went a little bit past the basket, so we'll see if he's able to get his first bogey of the tournament here and get back to +5 on the round. And yep, nothing doing there. So a good putt there for a birdie. So back to +5. So I think one of the best holes here on the course, and then the second best is coming up here in a few. But hole 7, 200-foot par 3, two quadruple Mandos. So you have the 2 Mandos here in front, and then another set of Mandos right up the bat, right in front of those 2. So Daniel clips that first Mando tree. Unfortunately for him, kicks him just to the right in the fairway. So he had mentioned that tree right there on his right was in the way, so he couldn't really give it a full swing on the forehand. So he went with the backhand and just came out hyzer, came out early, but still kind of off the fairway, but still gives him a forehand here look. I think he's going with his tank here. Yeah, it looks like that's his tank. So he does make the second set of Mandos, and again, he hits a tree but lands in the middle. Gives himself about a 20-25 footer for bogey, so we'll see if he's able to save it here. And yep, he got it saved. So that's a great putt there to save bogey, because that could have turned into a double, even a triple, depending on where he was at. So that's a great save for bogey there. So moving on to hole 8, 290-foot par 3. This one again has the Mando. Anything in the parking area is OB. Daniel just got it a little nose up with hyzer. It did touch up on the grass. It looked like it was going to stick, but it just rolled off. So unfortunately for him, he had to play from where he was last in bounds.
Daniel.
So at this point, he's just trying to get out of here with a bogey. So I believe he gives it a soft bid just to play up to the basket. Yep. So he just gets it right at the crest of the hill there for the basket. So now he's trying to save his bogey here. So we'll see if he's able to save that. Going through his routine, and a good putt right down in the middle, and it catches and saves his bogey. So not bad at all. That takes him to +7 through hole 8. Moving on to hole 9, this is the second hole that I think is great. It's got the island hole, and it's got a couple of drop zones. So 210-foot par 3. Daniel this time went with his Champion Destroyer. The reason we switched it from the Nuke, because the Nuke is a Z-Lite. It was a headwind, so I was thinking it was going to flip and just kind of hold that ante line and not come back. So I told him to go with a heavier weight, overstable driver off the tee, and he threw it great. It just unfortunately just started to dip down right at the fence, and it hit the fence. If it would have got a little bit more height, he would have been safe off the tee. So he missed it, so he went to the first drop zone, and then from the first drop zone he threw his Z zone, if I'm not mistaken. Missed that one, but did make it from the second drop zone, and then he tapped in for a triple bogey there. Moving on to hole 10, 320-foot par 3. This time I think he's just going out wide with the Z-Lite Nuke to play back into the middle. So not bad at all there. So now he gives himself a small jump putt there, leaves it a little bit short, a little bit to the left. So gives himself about a 7 to 10 footer here to save par. So we'll see if he can get his par here and get out of 10 without any other harm. Good putt right down the middle. So moving on to hole 11, 321-foot par 3. Daniel there was asking if the fence and to the left was OB, and we told him no, it was just the road and the sidewalks on the right and the left. So again, choosing to go with that Z-Lite Nuke to get some turn and then get the fade back to the right just to get a little bit more distance. So now he's approaching with his putter, his soft Omega, leaves it short early, and it hyzers out to the right. This I think was about a 20-footer, I think, for par. So we'll see if Daniel's able to save his par here and get out of hole 11 without any harm. And just misses it, just hyzered out just in front of the basket there. So now he's just tapping in for his bogey. And if he makes this, it takes him to +11 through hole 11. So not bad at all. Still playing a little bit better than for round 1. So now moving on to hole 12, 250-foot par 3. So he's just trying to go out to the left and bring it out back to the right to get into the opening to go up to the basket. Unfortunately, he hits the tree that's right in front of the tee. So at this point, he's just scrambling to get up to the opening. That comes out hyzer, nose up, straight up, goes in the tree. So now he has to pitch up to the opening. That was his third. So now once he gets here, finally, he's able to see the basket. So now it should just be an easy approach up to the basket and get out of here with a double. Unfortunately, it just comes out. It does come out flat and straight. It just hyzered out to the right of the basket. So it did give him an uncomfortable putt here. Trying to go to a knee here. I think this was to save for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is to save a double bogey, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if he's able to get this just a little bit to the right, threw a little harder. So he went, I would say, about 15 past the basket. So now he's just pitching up. He doesn't want to get in any more harm than what he's already in. So he started to count. So we were starting to get backed up because of this hole. So I told him just to go ahead and tap out. We would count him out on the next hole. So that takes him to +15. Moving on to hole 13, 339-foot par 3. Daniel choosing again that Z-Lite Nuke. Got a really good pull off the tee. I think he actually threw a lot farther than the first round. Just went straight and over this little creek that kind of filled up from round 1 and the night before because of the rain. So he's going with this putter again as his approach. Got a little bit high. Got the turn he needed. Just needed to go out farther to the right. So at this point, he's putting for par here in all these guardian trees, waiting for one of his card mates to throw before he goes. So we'll see if he's able to save this one for par. Just short. A little bit more height, and I think he gets that one. So he's tapping in for his bogey here on hole 13. That'll take him to +16 for the round. So still playing pretty good. A lot better and showing improvement from that first round. Again, that first round we played this course pretty blind, so we were kind of learning where things were at and figuring out what to throw. So for this hole 14, 197-foot par 3, Daniel went with his Z-Lite Nuke OS. It's a pretty stable disc, even though it's a light disc. If he gets it flat, it's gonna hyzer out pretty quick on that forehand. So That's Daniel's birdie attempt. Pretty solid attempt. It just hyzered out right in front of the basket. So now he's cleaning up his par here on hole 14. Almost spit out there, but the chains caught it and saved his par. Moving on to the last hole, hole 15, 292-foot par 3. This one on round 1, he just hyzered out early to the tree on the right over by the bridge, almost going OB. This time he got a lot better throw, corrected it from the first round. Got a little bit of turn on his Z-Lite nuke and got out in the middle. So now he's approaching for his 2. Going with his tank, great throw, just came out nose up, and again with hyzer, if he would have got that just flat to the basket or to the left of the basket, I think he would have been about 5 to 10 feet closer, right under the basket, to tap in for his par. So we'll see if he ends around with the par here. Close. It looks like he just skipped it right off the lip of the basket there. So right now he's tapping out for his bogey, finishes the round at plus 17. I think that takes him to plus 40 for the round. Shout out to Ivan. Finished plus 13, shot up, I think, 4 spots to get a podium finish at tied for 3rd. So thanks, everybody, for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.